right, let's dive right in. Today we are tackling one of the biggest and most important topics in the entire digital world, the Ethereum ecosystem. It's this huge landscape of finance, in art, and tech, and we're going to break it all down for you in the next 5 minutes. Let's do it.
This quote really nails it. When you think about DeFi or NFTs, so much of what's happening in crypto beats to the rhythm of Ethereum. It really is the launchpad, the main testing ground, and honestly, the home for thousands and thousands of projects and developers.
Okay, so to really get a handle on the ecosystem, we have to start with the foundation. What is it that makes Ethereum so different? Well, it all boils down to one single revolutionary idea.
And that idea is the smart contract. The best way to think about it is like a super-powered digital vending machine. Seriously, you put a specific input, like some crypto, and you are absolutely guaranteed to get a specific output. And the best part, no middleman needed. This simple but incredibly powerful concept is the building block for literally everything else we're going to talk about.
So building on top of that smart contract foundation, Ethereum has some major strengths. It is the most battle-tested and decentralized platform out there, which makes it incredibly secure. And that reliability? That's what's attracted thousands of what we call decentralized apps, or DApps, making Ethereum the #1 place where new crypto ideas are born.
All right, foundation set. Now let's check out the massive city that's been built on top of it. We can really break down this whole bustling Ethereum world into a few core pillars. This is where the action is.
First up, you've got decentralized finance, or DeFi. And this is arguably the most disruptive piece of the puzzle. The goal here is, well, it's simple, but it's incredibly ambitious, to rebuild the entire traditional financial system. We're talking lending, borrowing, trading, all of it, but on the blockchain, so it's open to anyone, anywhere in the world.
And what's so powerful about this is seeing how these projects just mirror traditional finance, but without any of the gatekeepers. So Uniswap is kind of like a currency exchange, but it's fully automated. Aave, it acts like a bank for lending and borrowing. And MakerDAO creates DAI, which is a stable digital dollar that no single company actually controls.
Okay, let's hop over to our next pillar, NFTs and the metaverse. Now, you've probably heard about NFTs as just digital art, right? But their potential is so much bigger than that. They really represent true digital ownership. They're like the property rights for virtual worlds, for gaming, and for this whole new creator economy. And here's what that looks like in the real world. You have OpenSea, which is basically the eBay for this new digital universe, and then you have platforms like The Sandbox and Decentraland, and they're using these NFTs to build entire virtual economies, where the players actually own their in-game items, their land, everything.
Now, our third pillar is the one that's kind of working behind the scenes. It's all about infrastructure and scaling. Think about it. For this huge digital city to run smoothly and to get bigger, it needs a solid foundation, right? It needs the roads, the power plants, the data connections. That's exactly what these projects provide. Just think of these as vital upgrades. You've got Chainlink, which feeds real-world data, like stock prices or weather info, into the blockchain. Then you have layer 2s like Arbitrum and Optimism, which are like express lanes for traffic, making transactions way faster and cheaper. And something like the Graph works like a search engine, making all this blockchain data super easy to find and use. But look, the tech is really only half the story. What makes Ethereum truly thrive is the people. It's this global, vibrant community of builders who are pushing it forward every single day.
And the scale of this community is just mind-blowing. We are talking about thousands of active developers every single month contributing code, launching new projects, and just stretching the limits of what's possible. This developer network, it's one of Ethereum's most powerful advantages, and it might just be unbeatable. And this community doesn't just exist on its own. It's actively supported and grown. It thrives on open-source collaboration where literally anyone can jump in and contribute. You have events like hackathons that spark brand new ideas, and then grants from big players like the Ethereum Foundation that provide the cash to turn those ideas into reality. It creates this amazing, powerful cycle of growth. So, to make all this a bit more real, let's walk through a super simple example. Imagine you need a loan. Instead of going to a bank, you just interact with a DeFi protocol. Somebody else deposits their assets to earn some interest. You then put up your own crypto as collateral and borrow against it. The whole thing is handled by a smart contract. No paperwork, no bankers, just code.
Okay, but it's not all sunshine and roses.
Like with any game-changing technology, Ethereum is facing some pretty significant hurdles on its way to becoming truly mainstream.
One of the biggest challenges, for sure, is competition. You have these newer blockchains that often promise lower fees and faster speeds. But, and this is a big but, there's a crucial trade-off. Ethereum is still the most secure and decentralized network. That status has been earned, it's been battle-tested for years, and that is incredibly hard to just replicate.
And beyond the competition, there are also internal risks. The main network can still get congested and really expensive to use, which is exactly why those Layer 2 solutions we talked about are so critical. And, since this is all built on code, the risk of bugs or exploits in a smart contract is a constant threat that developers are working tirelessly to defend against.
So, keeping all those challenges in mind, what does the future actually hold? Let's take a peek at the roadmap and see where Ethereum is heading over the next couple of years.
The next 2 years are really all about scale and adoption. The big bet is that Layer 2s will become the default way most of us use Ethereum, making it cheap and fast for everyone. At the same time, major upgrades to the core network itself will boost capacity even more. And all of that, together, will likely pave the way for more institutional money to come in and for a whole new wave of mainstream Web3 gaming.
Okay, so we've looked at the tech, the pillars, the community, the future. Let's bring it all home for our final takeaway. Why does any of this really matter?
Here's the bottom line. Despite all the challenges, Ethereum's ecosystem is, without a doubt, the most complete and diverse one in all of crypto. It has the developers, it has the projects, and it has the momentum. So if you're looking to see where the future of the internet is being built, right now, Ethereum is still the benchmark.
And that leaves us with the final critical question. That network effect is incredibly powerful, but in the world of technology, nothing is ever guaranteed. So will Ethereum's massive lead actually hold, or will a competitor finally manage to catch up? That's the billion-dollar question that everyone in this space is watching.
And finally, just a quick but very important reminder. This content is for educational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Cryptocurrencies are highly volatile and they carry significant risk. So please always do your own thorough research. Thanks for tuning in.